Linkin Park's legacy as one of the most iconic bands of the early 2000s is undeniable, but their recent decision to reunite with a new lead singer, Emily Armstrong, has ignited controversy, especially among those closest to their late frontman, Chester Bennington. Chester's mother, Susan Eubanks, has now broken her silence, expressing deep feelings of betrayal after discovering the reunion through Google rather than being informed by the band, as she was once promised. Her emotional reaction highlights the sensitive balance between moving forward and respecting the past in the wake of Chester's tragic death. In 2017, the music world was rocked by the sudden and heartbreaking death of Chester Bennington, Linkin Park's powerful lead vocalist, who passed away at the age of 41. His raw, emotionally charged vocals were the soul of the band, and his loss left a void not only for his fans but for his family and bandmates as well. Fast forward to 2024, and Linkin Park has announced their reunion with new frontwoman Emily Armstrong, with plans for a new album and tour. However, the decision has stirred controversy, particularly for Chester's mother, Susan Eubanks, who claims the band broke their promise to keep her informed about any plans to reunite. Susan Eubanks, devastated by the news, shared her feelings with Rolling Stone, revealing that she first learned of Armstrong's role in Linkin Park through a Google search. "I feel betrayed," she said, holding back tears. "They told me that if they were ever going to do something, they would let me know. They didn't let me know, and they probably knew I wasn't going to be very happy. I'm very upset about it." Eubanks' heartbreak stems from what she perceives as the band's disregard for Chester's legacy, particularly with Armstrong now singing songs that her son once passionately performed. "I feel like they're trying very hard to erase the past," she explained. "And having Armstrong singing my son's songs is hurtful." Her words reflect the complex emotions surrounding Linkin Park's attempt to move forward while continuing to play the music that made them famous, much of which was defined by Chester's voice. One of the key grievances for Susan is the lack of communication from the band, despite past interactions with Mike Shinoda and Joe Hahn, two of Linkin Park's most prominent members. According to Eubanks, both Shinoda and Hahn had assured her in the past that she would be kept in the loop regarding any plans for the band's future. Yet, when the time came for Linkin Park to announce their return, Eubanks was left out of the conversation. "I saw Shinoda 2 years ago," she said, "and while he did reach out to Chester's widow, Samantha, and son Draven when the band was going to release new songs with Chester on them, he didn't tell me about the reunion. That betrayal cuts deep." Armstrong's controversial ties to Scientology and her past support of actor Danny Masterson, who was convicted of rape and sentenced to at least 30 years in prison, have only fueled the backlash surrounding her addition to Linkin Park. Eubanks was quick to criticize Armstrong's vocal abilities, sharing her disdain for the band's live-stream performance where Armstrong screeched her way through a very high note. This reaction underscores the deep emotional connection Eubanks still has with her son's legacy and the discomfort she feels seeing someone else take on his role. Eubanks also revealed that Chester had once confided in her about Shinoda's threat to replace him with a girl if he ever chose to leave the band. This memory has resurfaced with Armstrong's arrival, adding another layer of complexity to Eubanks' feelings about the band's direction. "Mike told him at rehearsal, 'If you decide you're leaving, we're going to replace you with a girl,'" she recalled. The comment now rings painfully true for Eubanks as she watches Armstrong step into the spotlight. Despite the controversy, Mike Shinoda defended the band's decision during a recent concert, stating, "It is not about erasing the past. It is about starting this new chapter into the future and coming out here for each and every one of you." The band has expressed their excitement about their new lineup, which also includes Colin Britton replacing Rob Borden as drummer after Borden decided to step away from the group. Their latest track, "The Emptiness Machine," is part of their upcoming album Zero, set for release on November 15th. While the band moves forward with their new chapter, Susan Eubanks' message to Linkin Park is clear: don't bother to put out Chester's songs with Emily singing them. Her emotional plea reflects the difficult position she finds herself in, caught between mourning her son's death and grappling with the band's choice to move on in a way that feels to her like a rejection of Chester's legacy. As Linkin Park looks to the future with a new album and tour, they face the challenge of balancing their desire to evolve with the deep emotions tied to Chester Bennington's memory. For his mother, Susan Eubanks, the pain of losing her son has been compounded by the band's reunion without the communication and respect she believed was promised. Whether Linkin Park's decision to bring in Emily Armstrong as their new lead singer will be embraced by their fanbase remains to be seen, but for Eubanks, the betrayal is all too real. In the end, this is a stark reminder that for those closest to Bennington, his legacy is not just about the music, it's personal, emotional, and deeply felt.